Let's speak to Ankush Khardori, who's senior writer for POLITICO magazine and a former federal prosecutor at the US Department of Justice. Good afternoon to you.
Thanks for having me.
Do you buy that? It's got nothing to do with him?
Not really. I mean, it could be the case. Yeah, I mean, it could be the case that technically Trump didn't say anything to the Justice Department on this issue. But I just want to take a step back for your audience. We have been in the US through a year, 11 months, but a year of the Trump administration, Donald Trump, the Attorney General, the Deputy, all lying to the American public about this issue, about what they can and cannot produce to the public, why they are or are not producing whatever they want. They've been trying to mislead the public by claiming that they're investigating things, by talking to Ghislaine Maxwell, you know, the only convicted person in this whole sordid and sad saga, as if that was a useful endeavor. This has been an effort by the White House and the Justice Department, aiding and abetting the White House and trying to obscure the American public's access to this information. So did Trump give a specific direction on this, that, or the other thing? I don't know, but he doesn't need to at this point. So
just explain then the kind of timeline of this. Because, you know, for us mere mortals, the release of the Epstein Files, it's been going on forever. It's like a drip thing. There are so many photographs. It's hard for people to, and maybe that's the kind of the wish, but or the desired effect. But it's very hard for people to keep on top of what's coming out, why it's coming out, what's redacted, what isn't redacted, and what's Donald Trump doing in there anyway.
Yeah, okay, so that's a very good question, because I find we even have a difficult time kind of zooming out. So none of this should be happening. We should not still be talking about Jeffrey Epstein in the year 2025 in the US. This investigation should be over. The cases should be over. They should have ended with Epstein's death and Maxwell's conviction. What happened is that for years, conservatives and conspiracy theorists hyped up all these claims about maybe Epstein really didn't kill himself, maybe the US government did, or maybe the Israeli intelligence had something to do with it. Maybe there's a huge covering up for all these political and media elites, and how do we know we got to the bottom of this? Now, the participants in that campaign included one Donald Trump himself in an interview in Fox News, his vice president, J.D. Vance, his FBI director, Kash Patel, his FBI deputy director, Dan Bongino, and as of this year, his attorney general, Pam Bondi, and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. These people created an environment and a set of expectations based on misrepresentations and lies to the American public. Once they got back into office, once Trump was reelected, his supporters said, hey, you guys spent years telling us you were going to disclose this material if you got back into office. Where is it? Then, over the course of the spring, there was some suggestion that they were releasing things. They brought a bunch of conservative influencers to the White House, handed out some binders. Pam Bondi went on television saying, I have the Epstein client list. Then all of a sudden, months later, the DOJ and FBI issue a very terse and unsigned memo saying, Epstein really did kill himself. There's nothing else to see here. There are no other people to charge. Let's all move along. Now, naturally, this did not go over well with the people who had been misled by Trump and his allies for years. They wanted to know what was happening. They thought there was a cover-up. Trump then proceeded to blame anyone else but the people responsible for this. He claimed Democrats spun it up. He claimed the media spun it up, that this was all a hoax. All of that was false. All of that was false. It was him and his allies who spun this up.
So, Ankush, is it possible, just to get to the heart of, you know, any photos that there might or might not be of Donald Trump in the Epstein files, is it possible that there are photos of Donald Trump with Jeffrey Epstein at some point, which presumably will be dated, but Donald Trump has said, I didn't like the guy, I fell out with the guy, whatever, I threw him out of my club. Is it possible that, you know, that he knew Jeffrey Epstein, but then that they fell out?
That is very possible. That is very possible. I would say it's very important to recognize that there's still no evidence, credible evidence, that Trump was aware of any criminal misconduct, let alone participated in any criminal misconduct. But the questions that have concerned his conduct have emerged because of him and because of additional reporting this year, right? You probably saw the birthday book drawing that became public this year, and all sorts of other things. So when push came to shove, finally it came to Congress to force Trump's hand on releasing this stuff. Republicans tried to prevent it from passing, but they eventually all caved and signed it. So that's why this stuff is coming out. This is highly, highly unusual and unprecedented. In the US, we do not normally release raw investigative files from a criminal case.
Okay. Ankush, thank you very much.